Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Barker. I'm a senior at Oklahoma State University and I'm studying elementary education. I'm just about to finish semester Y and the ExCEL program, and I just want to talk to you about what to expect from this crazy time and also some tips on how to survive it for you students thinking about joining the ExCEL program and who are about to enter semester Y. So first off, I really want to encourage everyone to do ExCEL. Although it does make your life really crazy, it is so worth it. The experience that you gain from being in a classroom for an extra semester and getting to see how the first part of the school year kicks off is so valuable as an educator, and learning from that experience. So first off, the courses you'll be taking this semester are also really challenging, but also very valuable as well. You'll be taking curriculum, which is the final that this video is for, and you'll also be taking teaching social studies, teaching science, teaching intermediate math, and classroom management. So those are all really important courses and you're going to learn a lot. And so first, some broad things that you'll be learning throughout the semester is first, an emphasis on how to make learning accessible to all learners, the diversity in your class, which will inevitably be there, and also how to just engage different kinds of learners with meaningful context, and as well as including a multicultural curriculum in your classroom. And I just think that's so valuable. Students have so much to learn from the diversity of each other and also the diversity that you present to them in your classroom. So I really encourage everyone to explore what multicultural curriculum looks like and really think about how you can implement that in your classroom, and really celebrate and welcome diversity in your class and expose your students to that and teach them how to really appreciate diversity as well. Another thing they really push is inquiry, which can be kind of frustrating and overwhelming at first. Inquiry is a lot of student questioning and guidance and not a whole lot of direct teaching at first. You really let students explore and struggle, and that can be kind of hard to adjust to at first. I know for me, I'm more of a controlling person, and inquiry takes a lot of letting go of that control. But I encourage you to stay open-minded about that and really explore how you might use inquiry in your classroom as well for all different subjects it can really be implemented in. Also, there's an article that we read in curriculum. It's called Building Relationships with Diverse Students and Families. And something that really stuck out from that to me is that teaching is all about relationships. When it comes down to it, you just have to know your kids, and also making them feel safe, welcome, and empowered in your classroom. That classroom community is so important. And when you know who they are and where they come from, you can really give them what they need, and you can pull from their funds of knowledge. You'll learn that all students have a funds of knowledge that isn't always tapped into in the classroom when you aren't aware of it. And just being devoted to give them what they need in the diversity of your classroom, and really paying attention to each individual student and giving them the intention and encouragement that they each need, and so they can each be successful. So you'll read a lot of really powerful articles, and I know the reading is overwhelming, but there is some good stuff in there, so don't push those off too much. And another article that I really liked by Sleater, she wrote a lot of good ones, is Students as Curriculum, and that's another thing we're learning this semester, is how to really put students at the center stage and let them kind of guide your classroom and the curriculum. But it's really important. This article emphasizes that you can motivate their learning by allowing them to drive their own learning and take ownership, and also connecting it back to what they already know. Again, you're always building upon what they know and where they come from and making it relevant to them. So that's something that you always need to be thinking about when you're framing your lessons and units and stuff like that. And in regards to curriculum, you'll learn that it's best to start with the big picture and then break it down from there, and really take advantage of this time you have in college to dream big when you're thinking about that big picture and what you want your students to take away. Don't shy away from something because it seems like too much. This is the time to try it out and really see how it goes, and not worry about if it doesn't work, because that's what college is for. It's for making mistakes and learning from them and building off of that. And also, when you're out in your placement in your classroom that you'll be helping with, really use your mentor teacher as well to learn from, ask lots of questions, and don't be afraid to jump in and get involved right away with your students. Really get to know them, so again, you can be building learning that's really centered around them and what they know and what they're interested in. So now I want to go over some helpful tips I have for surviving this semester, because it will take over your life a little bit, but it's so possible to succeed and thrive nonetheless. So first, of course, is time management and staying organized. Those are obvious, but always good reminders. Don't put things off too much, and make sure you know what's going on, even though it is overwhelming. Also, again, be open-minded about what you're learning in your classroom placement and your courses. You'll be learning a lot of new things, and sometimes it can be frustrating when you feel like there's too much being thrown at you, but stay open-minded, and I think you'll see a lot of the benefits after a while that come from these new ways of teaching that you'll be experiencing and learning from your different professors and from your mentor teacher. Also, don't get too overwhelmed. I know there's a lot going on this semester. I got overwhelmed many, many times, but I had a teacher in high school who always told us, you eat a pizza one slice at a time, so that's how you should approach this semester. Take it 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 hour at a time. Just when it is overwhelming, just think of the next thing you have to do and keep trucking along, and you'll make it. Also, just as classroom community in your class that you're teaching in is really important. It's important in your college classes too. Make sure you have community with your classmates, because they are some of the best help that you'll get this semester. Learn from each other, encourage each other, support each other. I know I've learned so much from each of the people in my classes this semester, and have received a lot of encouragement, and I don't know what I'd do if I was trying to do this on my own. So that's something important just in teaching in general, is always make sure you have your teacher friends you can bounce ideas off of and work together, because obviously that's how we get our best work done, is together. And also, take care of yourself. I know that sounds silly, but it's really important. Eat and sleep and spend time with your friends. Do fun things on the weekends. I know you're going to feel like you're too busy, but you have to take care of yourself or you'll get burned out. And we talk a lot about that in our courses too, how we can prevent from getting burned out in the first few years, because it is hard, but it's so important that you keep yourself healthy, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, all of that, so that you can give your best to your students and you're not just killing yourself over all of this. And lastly, also just enjoy your senior year. Like, you have to have fun, because this is the last part of college, so don't forget that I want you to enjoy this experience and not just get too stressed out over it, because then what's really the point of that? Also, we talk about a lot in our classes. This is coming from one of the articles we read called The Teacher Wars. We talk about how the teaching profession is not always respected in the public, which can be really frustrating. They say in this article, the public has gotten the message that public school teaching, especially urban teaching, is a broadly failed profession. So there is negativity out there, and that stinks. Like, there's no way about it. It's good to be aware of, I guess, but again, don't let that get you down too much. You can't really listen to the negativity, because that won't really help you. Just make sure that you, again, are feeding yourself and taking care of yourself, and that you're doing what you need to do. Don't forget that you are a public intellectual. As an education major, don't sell yourself short. You are intellectual, you are prepared, you are hardworking, and you do a great service to our society and to our world. through this career. So hold your head up high and don't let the public negativity get you down. You just keep doing what you need to do. So, and also it's important to surround yourself with positive people and positive educators. Negative people can be really powerful, and so if you are around negative people, try to separate yourself and just feed yourself with positivity and encouragement, because that's what will make you better and keep you going. And also, don't lose sight of why you're doing this. We all have our own personal reasons of why we get into education. I know mine is, I know probably a lot of ours is because I love children, I love working with them, and I love education. I'm passionate about learning and the power that it has in a person's life and the way it can open doors for them in many different ways. Don't forget that to be a teacher who gets to love your students each day, don't take that for granted this semester. You may get really tired of your kids and it's hard having to be there at 7:30 every day, but don't forget just what a blessing and privilege it is to go and have the opportunity to work with those children and love on them and help them learn. I know we get to better our world by teaching children who are intellectual, hardworking, creative, and compassionate people, and that's just one of the most important and valuable things you can do with your life. And this is a quote that came from another article called Worth Striking For that we read in our curriculum class, and I really liked it. It says, one of our most influential philosophies of educational purpose is that schools should serve primarily to impart the necessary cultural understandings of a united people. So we as teachers really are the bridge from our society to our children, and we have great power in how we bring them up and affect the future of our society, and we really impart the culture of our world, of our nation, of our local area to our children and teach them our values. So I just want to leave you with what an honor and privilege it is to be a teacher. So go work hard and enjoy this next semester and soak up everything you can, and you're going to do great.